Good morning, boomers. It's the voice, Champagne, your favorite live streamer, back with another one. Happy Monday, happy 4th. Make sure you guys are happy. Shout out to Dark Dog over there on D Live. Shout out to all my tubers out there tuning in. I'm restreaming via restream.io, so you may catch this on D Live, you may catch this on YouTube, but this is live. We are preheating that crypto oven to 450 and beyond, 450 and beyond. I should say to 10K and beyond, because that's what Bitcoin needs to conquer before I'm still bullish, but I want to see Bitcoin above 10K, guys. And that's when really I'm ready to shift in gear and say that, Bitcoin's on the attack. Attack. Shout out to all my attack dogs out there. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Today we're talking about these markets, more stimulus, more gains. There's talk there. The Fed, the administration, they're asking for more. I think they're about to drop another trilly. It's not a billy. Another trilly is what the talks is. And what's up with that second stimulus check? Are they about to cut it? It seems like the talk of more stimuli, it's not stimuluses, it's stimuli, I believe, is making this market go up. You see the dollar weakening, the 10-year yield is going up, the stocks are going up, and so are the cryptos. You see green across the board on the crypt walkers. We're going to be talking about the mathematics. Guys, I need you touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding, caress all the good ones out there. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread here every single day. Let's check out CMC. You can see CoinMarketCap. We're going to run down the math over here and talk about this stimuli. Guys, listen, we know that the markets here are funnier than the funniest bunny. We know that there's no economy and there's really no productivity going on here. There's not, there's very little money velocity. And what's going on here is the printing press. That's what's going on. It's not even a printer anymore. It's just some wacko behind a computer, I would assume. The Wizard of Oz. Only in Toto could we reveal the fraud. It's just a little guy there behind the curtain, guys. And all it takes is a little pup to pull back the curtain so they can see the funniest of the funniest bunny. Bitcoin, they're at 92.52. Ether up 5% at 236. Ripple at 18. Bitcoin Cash making gains at 232. And then SV making gains as well. I mean, who's riding this SV train out there? I mean, this thing is, the fact that SV could stick around at number 6 when you got so many other things out there shows me how weak this altcoin market really is. I mean, it's a small table, and when you can get SV dominating the top 10 here, excuse me, it's actually odd. You got Litecoin there at 43. Cardano making gains almost at 10 cents there at 0.098. Binance at 1571. Crypto.com at number 10 there at 13 cents. I like this one. EOS slipping out of the top 10. EOS. Will EOS ever be a top 10 again? Is EOS headed in the same trajectory that Tron did? Perhaps, maybe. I don't know. Tezos there at 237. Chainlink at 484. Stellar at 7 cents, Leo at 121, and then Tron there at 1 cent. Guys, I told you, if the stocks are up, then probably the cryptos are going to be up. You got to keep your eyes on the legacy markets out there. For such a long time, the crypto maniacs believed that the cryptos were the antithesis of the legacy system. But the Rona taught us that that's not necessarily true. The power of the dollar is a lot stronger than some people would like it to be. And that's just the fact of the matter, guys. The dollar's running the game out here. You got AAVE at up 25%. I don't know much about that. Bitcoin Diamond making moves. Bytem, SV. I'm not into SV either. Bancor, though, is making movements at 1168 up 11.68% at 1.56 on the price. Now, this is another DeFi, another liquidity pool. We talked about this on Friday, the liquidity pools, the DeFi, the Kybers, the Bancors, the Compounds, the Makers, and more, the Synthex, and a couple other ones that we've been eyeing. But that seems to be what the hype is right now. ABBC coin. I see this one up and down. ABBC. What's up with that? Is this a pumper and dumper? The Kyber's up. 0x, Cosmos, Verge, Tron. There's a lot of greenery today on the boards as the stocks are also making gains. Celsius is down. I like Celsius. Compound is down. I like these two. Celsius, Compound. I like these two. And then Blockstack is one that I've talked about. I like the idea behind Blockstack. Basically making it's a service that allows app building on top of a blockchain. So, this is kind of making it easier to build dApps for businesses or whatnot. Keep an eye on Blockstack. I really like this idea. Celsius, Compound, and Blockstack definitely look like good deals today. If you ask me, again, this is just my personal opinion. I'm not your crypto daddy, although maybe I should be. Guys, drop a comment here in the population of the chat box. Let me know what's shaking and baking as we start off that week, Monday. Last week we were getting the new cases, and we've definitely seen a lot of them posted. I've been hearing a lot more about the cases, and it seems to me, though, that the severity of these cases are not as bad as the media would want you to believe, guys. The media, if it was up for the media and the powers that be, they would have you basically in the Matrix, like, in a little pod connected into virtual reality. I mean, that's basically where things are headed. They don't want you out the door. They don't want you interacting anymore. It's like, everybody got a problem for everything. So it's like, I feel like the layman or the NPCs, they just want everybody in a little pod in their own little Matrix. Shout out to Dark Dog out there. AAV is a lending, so it's another liquidity. Then these lending protocols, these DeFi protocols, they're really gaining weight. They're exciting. So you got let's go ahead and check out the legacy stocks here. That's what I wanted to check out, the stock quotes here. You got the S&P's making movements this morning after the Fed. They're basically asking for another trillion. I don't know if it's been approved or not, but you have the administration calling for more. And, listen, I know a lot of the QAnon people and the Patriots, they swear that, that this administration is going to abolish the Fed or whatnot. And they talk about the Nasara and all that. I mean, that sounds really cool. But what I'm seeing, okay, like, remember what we've talked about. It's not like what could happen. I'm talking about what is happening before us is a lockdown. Everybody's locked down. There's more mandates for these masks, and I'm seeing the Fed get stronger. They're issuing more debt, and getting stronger and stronger. So, I mean, I don't know. What's up with the Patriots out there? I mean, listen, I know that, they made arrests over the weekend, and they made a little list there with a bunch of celebrities, but I don't need to see a list of celebrities. I want to see some real change. Shout out to Bart. Market is booming again. Yeah, there's a talk of more stimuli. The Fed is gonna probably drop another trillion on them. Is what it sounds like. So it's more funny bunny money. It's wild. And now you got, I think, JP calling for mandate masks of all throughout the U.S. or whatnot. So I mean, I don't know. This is wild, guys. This is wild. It's wild. All we got to do is pray. That's at the end of the day, may the good Lord have mercy on us all. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of this one, guys. S&P up there at 1.52, Dow 30 up at 1.56, and I will expect to hit another all-time high sometime this year, guys. S&P is probably going to touch 33, maybe even 34 at this rate. It looks like what drives the market now is bad news. It's wild. It's like, oh, more another lockdown, another stimulus check. Oh, boom, the thing goes up. More unemployment, it goes green. This thing is twisted, guys. It's wild. So, again, the hopes and the dreams are cool, but what do we have in front of us? It seems like more stimulus, and it looks like this thing is going green, more gains. So we will adjust our bags accordingly, and that's just what it is. It's good for the cryptos, too. The cryptos are gaining weight today, and we just ran through them. Bonds are up 0.70. I told you guys, look at the 10-year. This one is like the big tell. And, shout out to Manarino. He's the one that has really brought this to the forefront. 10 years up. Usually, if the 10 years goes up soon thereafter, like the same half day, boom, the stocks go up too. 0.703 with the 10-year. Gold is up, 1784. Gold is going up. Silver's up at 18.3. platinum, all the precious metals are gaining weight. You got cryptos gaining weight too, all green, 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 and that's what it is. Market is booming again. This is wild, and look out for the narrative with China, guys. It's not going to end too. I think they sent over some ships over there to the China Sea. They sent some ships to the China Sea, so let's see how that ends up. And ultimately, that probably is going to end up being the narrative. How do you get out of a depression? You run another war, apparently. It's wild. It's wild. Anyhow, shout out to the boomers out there. Johnson's here. Ted Clayton's here from NYC. Bart's here. Dark Dog is here over there on D Live. Shout out to all the boomers. Bitcoin, they're at 92.46, 92.46. Bitcoin has a strong support there, about 9,000 if you ask me. It looks like, it's got a nice support there. Let's see if we can get over 10K. That's all I got to say with the Bitcoin. The bits need to go over 10K. It needs to remain over 10K. I need to see Bitcoin support at 10K. Where's Bitcoin? At 10K. What happened? It's 10K. What happened? Yes, 10K. That's just all I want to hear is 10K. 10K. I mean, a lot of you guys, they're I get these tweets. Champ, it's going to 100K. It's going to 250. What do you think about McAfee? This. Guys, I need it to stay above 10,000 for 3 months at least. Okay? That's all I need right now. We got to take baby steps. Is it going to go to 25K? Probably, I think. But, we got to stay above 10K first. And that's what it is. I'm still bullish on the bits, though. It's a nice price. It's healthy, over 9. Again, we got to conquer that 10,000. When will we do it? That's the once we stay above 10,000 for a few months, I think, really when we're about to set up the rocket ships and may propel above 15. Shout out to Johnson. So that's what's going on, guys. Let's look at the street. Let's look at some of these headlines. Wall Street Journal reporting global stocks jump led by surge in China markets. Look out for the Chinese narrative. You already got the Donnie, he's been talking bad about the China virus. And, then on the other hand, they're promising a deal with Chinese, which never comes. It's, one day there's no deal. The other day there's a deal. It's all big, guys. At the end of the day, I mean, I don't even know, it's I've said this before, this could be a fake Cold War, just like the Russians. We were in a Cold War with them forever, but, we seem to be able to agree with Antarctica. Okay? I mean, it's wild. It's wild. I don't even... I don't even know if the Cold War even existed at this point. How are you going to have a Cold War, okay, and threaten each other all the time with these weapons, but then on the other hand, you could all agree to save the penguins? I mean, look into this Antarctic treaty, guys. This thing, you got to go deep into the lies, because it's you could look at 9/11 and JFK, but the rabbit hole's way deeper. How far down the rabbit hole are you? And it's at least to consider certain things and start thinking out the box, because the more you know, guys, the more you know. The more you know. This Antarctic treaty's wild. Yeah, Ted says it's all fake. It probably is. I mean, to a certain extent, China's the enemy, Russia's the enemy. Yeah, maybe on the surface it is, but listen, Donnie and these world leaders, guys, it's not about left or right. They all hang out, Donnie hung out with the Clintons. Donnie's hanging out with Maxwell with the Clintons. Donnie hangs out with the Chinese over there. You see him with Putin. The same with the lefties. Come on. They're not hanging out with the layman at your local pub. They're not going to go, come on, guys. But you're probably right there, Ted. Maybe it's not all fake, but most of it. If it's coming from the MSM media, it's probably all fake. So, that's when they give me this left narrative, this right narrative. I'm not falling for any of this. It's, come on. And yes, we need to hit 10K. Yeah, we've hit it a few times, Ted. But, what I'm saying is that we need to conquer it. We need to, put our Bitcoin flag there. And I don't want to see it fall below 10K again. We go above 10K for a day, and then there's a sell-off. Listen, I like the price right now. It's good at 92. I'm not upset at all. I think it's healthy. It's good. But, we're almost right there. And let's conquer that 10K. Shout out to everybody tuning in over there on D Live. Let me give a Shout out to DLive. Guys, make sure you follow me there on DLive. I pass out those lemons, do the lemon distribution. It's a live streaming platform that runs on BitTorrent and Tron. And like I always say, guys, there's no reason that you should be giving all the sauce to YouTube because, YouTube's a bunch of liars too. So, we want to spread the love out here. And, we're giving a little sauce here on DLive. And I do those pop-up streams on DLive every once in a while where we do the things that make you go, I play some content there that makes you go, we'll do some commentary. And I do that over there on DLive because there's less censorship, less flagging, less funny bunny. So make sure you go ahead and check me out. Shout out to Dark Dog over there. I appreciate everybody. So let's look at these headlines over here. CoinDesk. Crypto long and short. Crypto markets are maturing. Generation Z is rewiring. I haven't read this, but talking about long and short. I've been selling calls on the bits and trying to use those proceeds to sell puts. Guys, BTC options, stock options, I would say just study them, figure it out, study them. I talk about them most recently in the past month a lot, and I haven't been getting much feedback. It seems like most people they're not paying attention. They're still, everybody's paying attention to DeFi, but what's up with these options? And I know that they're KYC and everything, but guys, what do you think Bitcoin is? You don't think you're KYC'd on Bitcoin? Kaboom, champ. Shout out to Original Copy. I see you out there. There's one good documentary on Antarctica by TruthStream Media. It's one of their most viewed videos. Now, I haven't seen that one, but yeah, maybe I should. I know the deal with this Antarctic stuff. It's weird. It's weird how so many countries in the middle of so much turmoil could just decide, listen, guys, don't go to Antarctica because of the penguins, the environment. There's no one out there. There's no corporate, it's been said that there's all kinds of natural resources and all money to be made, but somehow, this world is capitalist. People are willing to shoot each other, but when it comes to Antarctica, somehow everybody agrees. It's wild. Every time about to pass 10K, BTC gets the smackdown. Yeah, that's what it is. It's probably because, there's a lot of people that have been holding Bitcoin that they see that, that 5-digit number on the price and they say, let me sell. We have a lot of selling, a lot of sell. People hit 10,000. I mean, I sold at 10-1. So, I didn't sell a lot, but I took a little profit here and there, and I saw it go above 10 and, I sold. So that's kind of what it is, Once we stay above 10, I think that's the new phase for the bits. I just like traditional buy and hold, says Derek. Yeah, it's never anything wrong there with DCAing into BTC or even into a long-term portfolio with some of the stocks. That's like if you're like considering retirement or something like that, something that you drip in, and you can even reinvest the dividends or something. So you may want to consider that. I got to always throw the disclaimer again. I'm not anybody's advisor. Boom, boom, boom. This is for comedic purposes, entertainment purposes. Shout out to Miss Archie. I see you, Archie. A hand clap to you. Anything sexy over there on CoinT? Anything sexy on CoinT? Expedia partners with crypto service Travala for crypto bookings. Wow. There was a time there Expedia was accepting crypto for payment. So you could book flights and hotels with Bitcoin right through Expedia. I think they changed that for a moment. And now they're obviously partnering with Travala, which is basically like Expedia, kind of like an Airbnb Expedia-esque. But it's all crypto based. So now I don't know exactly what they're doing with the partnership, but you guys could read it there. I think I'm going to sell all my BTC and BNB and go all into T0. I'm never fond of going all into anything, Derek. I'll be honest with you, but I wouldn't be mad at a bigger position or something like that. It's just going all in on something is. Obviously, higher risk. Higher risk, higher returns. I like the T0 idea, though. I'm not mad at it. I like T0. I think there is some sort of promise there, but I'm a little weary about going all in. Even, with Binance, I stepped lightly into Binance, and I still, I got Binance. I didn't throw the whole bag at Binance. Maybe I should have. If I would have thrown the whole bag at Binance a couple of years ago, I would have definitely gained more weight, but depending on what your risk tolerance is, everybody has a different risk tolerance because everybody's got different plans and they're in a different state time wise. Everybody's in a different situation. Everybody's got a different plan. The younger you are, the more risk you may take, but eventually you got to come up with an idea of how to protect your money. Right now, it's like I want to make gains, but I also don't want to lose things, and that's part of the game. You want to make sure you protect the bag as well. Protect the bag is also, or maybe even more important than growing the bag at this point. There's always, something that wants your bid. There's always another opportunity for you to throw your money into some hole, and yeah, I'm young. I can make it back if I lose it, says Derek. Yeah, I mean, look, listen, the younger you are, the higher the risk tolerance, obviously. I mean, if you're 18 years old, I mean, it's you could go all in, lose it, and do it 2-3 times. If you're 18, 10 years from now, you'll be 28, you're still young. You could mess up a few times. But if you've had bags and lost them, which, I recommend people to have that experience, you learn the importance of protecting the bag too. Because there's always something, this is opportunity, you can make quick gains, this and that. It's also about protection of the bag. Got to keep the bag intact. That's right. You got to protect the bag as well. Bag protection. Dow surges 400 points Monday as U.S. stocks track China rally. I just remember wishing I bought more of Ether and Binance and going all in, so I learned twice. Yeah, but that's kind of FOMO-ish. Don't think that you're learning from FOMO. That right there could be greed. That wish could be based not on anything but greed. I could have made more. There's always those people, I could have made more. I could have made more. You also could have lost. Imagine that, Imagine if BNB didn't make good when they got hacked and you would have lost all your bag, Because it definitely could happen. Mongeese is here. I see you, Mongeese. Yeah, it's definitely correlated to how much time you feel like you have on you. If you feel like, I got all the time in the world, I can crash and burn, I'll rebuild the ship. You think you got all the time in the world. The younger you are, of course. And I'm not. I may some of the things I'm saying may lead one to believe like, the champ must be feeling old. That's not necessarily true. But I'm not 18. I'll tell you that much. I sold my Kyber at 1.8 and bought back at 1.6. Nice. I like Kyber. I got the bag of Kyber here. I'm looking into Synthex too. Looks attractive. Yeah, but bag protection, guys. And part about being wealthy, like imagine, like someone that's a wealthy guy, one of these wealths. Like I'm talking about trust fund wealth, wealth that many people here probably, including myself, has never experienced. But, I would assume, like, if you're a wealthy character, like, part of your movement is not only making gains, but preserving the bag, So thinking wealthy is also thinking of preservation, You got to think about that. After 40, you start to think twice, as Mongeese. You know what I think it is, Mongeese? It's not just the age, too. It's like if you have a family, like myself, I got kids, too. I'm not, I got kids now to worry about. So, I got to think about them, So, like I said right before this, it's everybody has a different risk tolerance and a different timeline and a different schedule. That's why you can't prescribe everything for everybody, both economically, politically, etc. We're looking at a climate now in the culture where basically you got the universities wanting to teach a blanket education for everybody. You see what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily going to work. Everybody has a different situation. That goes true for culture as well, How are you going to preserve culture when you have an education system that's the same for everybody. Think about that. You know. Mongi says my kids are 19 and 22, so I'm on a different road. Right. So, you know, like, but you still got to consider them too, you know, like, but your considerations may be different than mine. I got little ones. So, yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. You know, everybody's on a different road in a different situation. So, you know, to be prescribing everything to be equal for everyone is not, it sounds cool when you first hear it, but that's not, like, it's not going to work out. But people usually only get wealthy from focusing on the one main thing that made them rich. I don't know. You sound like you know how to get wealthy. You know, like, I don't know. Do you know a lot of major wealthy people? You know. Beware of these 3 to YouTube sands. Send 1 Bitcoin, get 3 back with. Oh yeah. Obviously, Dark. I mean, I don't think we even need to cover that over here. I would like to believe that people that follow this channel are a little bit past, you know, we've been in the crypto game for a while. So to hear, if anybody's telling me, send me 1 and I'll send you 3 of anything, is probably lying to you. So, yeah, you know, I would hope that our followers are a little bit past that already. But yeah, let me make it clear. If anybody's out there on YouTube or Twitter telling me, send me something so I can send you more than you send me, I mean, come on. Yeah, but beware of that, indeed. You know, those scams, they play on people's greed. People always think that they can make more. You know, but I could make more if I just did this. And you know, that FOMO thing must be kind of like the poor mind state, right? Do wealthy people think FOMO? No. Right? Like that FOMO, like, do you think a wealthy guy's like, oh, I could have made more? Like, I'm sure there are, obviously, but like, you know, obviously the wealthier you are, the less prone to FOMO you are. That's why you can't be so thirsty, guys. That's the truth. That's kind of like, I assume why, you know, the good book teaches about like not trying to chase the wealth. You know, you can't be so thirsty about wealth because then you'll do anything for it. You know, obviously we want to prosper, but you know, at what expense? Can't be that thirsty. Those people will do anything for some gains, guys. Shout out to everybody on D Live. Follow me out there and catch these pop-ups that I do every once in a while. I haven't been letting you guys on YouTube know when I start streaming over there on D Live. It's important for you guys to download the app, put on the post notifications, and I'll tell you this. Those post notifications on D Live, they work. Compared to YouTube, you know, it depends. It's not really FOMO for me because I was calling the coins I liked before they were even on a bull run or talked about. I mean, so there's a certain extent to what you're saying, but it also sounds like, you know, I'm not affected. It also sounds like, you know, what you're saying is like, yeah, that's true, but not for me. You know, it's not really for me that I'm FOMOing, but I see where you're coming from. You were calling them. You did mention Binance and stuff like that. But the point being is that don't FOMO too hard, whether you called them first or not. Because let's be honest, the reason you were calling them out is because you thought they were making gains, not because you just were crazy about the idea, you know. And that's okay. I like T0. I would just say, you know, as a boomer bro, just, you know, tread lightly. I mean, I would hate to see one of the bros, the boomers out here get wiped down. You know, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see anybody get wiped out completely. You know, I don't want to hear, champ, oh my God, I threw the whole bag at this and I lost it. I don't want to see I don't want to see that. I like slow and steady wins the race. But I don't think it's stupid though, Derek. I'll be honest with you. I like T0, the idea. I just won't be going all in. Lady Plant says, "Where's Marlon?" I don't know. Sometimes he pops up, sometimes he doesn't. Marlon has he comes in waves. It's like he'll come in, talk forever for like a day or two, and then you won't hear him for like 3 weeks. True. So I'm more saying go all in on one or two things that you're really into versus diversification. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, and I kind of agree with that. Like if you go too diverse, if, like it's kind of like that saying, "Jack of all trades, master of none." You want to focus in on a few things. A few things. And that's with most things in life. You got to find that balance between focusing on one target and then focusing on the big picture. It's kind of a heuristic pattern. You could study this in artificial intelligence. The heuristic. At one point, do you make the decision or do you take more information in or not? You got to make a decision at some point. Yeah, I'm going to take a few more comments and questions. I want these live streams to be less than 45 minutes. I'm coming up with a new format, and I think I'm going to start I'm going to still do the live streams, obviously, but I want to do something new. I don't know if I'm going to bring somebody else in or I'm going to do another series of short videos, but I may change the titles. I'm feeling like I got to do something new here. And not to stop the live stream, because I think that's the spine, the backbone of what's maintain this channel. I'll tell you that much. As far as the community now, maybe I could do more how-to videos. I used to do a lot of them. Back when the channel was starting, I would put like 3 videos a day, and none of them were live streams. They were more informational videos. I would target them more towards search. But as of late, as we created a community, I'm just like, let's talk. Forget about the headlines. It's like, oh, okay, Bitcoin's going up a little bit, boom, 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 and then we just talk. But I think it's time for me to really start focusing on getting the headlines out there, and just I want to grow the audience to a certain extent. Exactly. If something like Ripple goes 10x, I wouldn't bat an eye. There you go. Yeah, because you're not paying attention to it. And there's so many things out there that you can't pay attention to everything. There's a lot of things that are making gains. It's not just T0 or I don't know if T0 is making gains, but there's a lot of things that promise to make gains. You can't focus on everything. So you just gotta, like I said, gotta have that decision making. Like know what you're looking for. Are we not shocked that precious metals haven't moved more in the last 6 months? I'm not shocked, Mongeese. I think some people would have expected it to move more. But what I think most people are realizing that the power of the mainstream system is so strong. Like they suppress the prices of silver. I mean, guys, they got people basically begging to wear masks, and they're about to get in a line for vaccinations, for perhaps a vaccine that hasn't even been on trial for not even a year. You know what I mean? And it may work, it may not. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it's like people don't think for themselves. They really don't. And most people don't know about sound money. I think that there's an assumption with the crypto community that if you build a good system, that it'll just work. Like, oh, if I just build a blockchain that has more bells and whistles, that goes faster than Ethereum, then it's better. Oh, I got my new Bitcoin, but this one is better because it runs. It's not necessarily about the tech. It's not necessarily about all that. Sometimes it's about the culture, the propaganda, the rhetoric, I'm ready for a kaboom and need to buy a calf. There you go. Amagi says, true. Yeah, that's what it is. Listen, I mean, it's obvious that the system that we're under right now is not backed by anything but the military might. And that's where we're at. And a lot of people are like, well, if we're back on the gold system, perhaps it's going to be, and that may be true, but like, there's a lot more turning parts, a lot more moving parts than one would expect. I think we've learned post-corona that this is a big tangle. Things are so intertwined, and you just can't be like, "Oh, I'm left or I'm right. I'm a libertarian or I'm not." It's a very intertwined system. You move one way, and there's an effect over here. It's like everything's interconnected to a major extent. It's about the fake bunny money. Yeah, I mean that funny bunniness. has a lot more. Listen, the spell is a lot more strong. People are programmed a lot more than you would expect. Okay, you can. It's what's that saying? It's easier to convince someone of a lie than to convince someone that they've been lied to. That's the bottom line. You know, it's easier to convince someone of a lie than to convince that they have been lied to. Okay, and the assumption when people build better blockchains or they count on gold, the assumption is like, oh, one day people are going to realize the truth, and maybe one day they do, I hope so. But narrow is the gate, guys. Not everybody is going to pass through the gates. Narrow is the gate. I don't think salvation is popular culture, right? It's not the majority. Easy lie, difficult truth, right? So the majority doesn't make it, right? Isn't that the conclusion? That if narrow is the gate, then the majority just doesn't make it. Someone correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm making an assumption. I don't know. Sometimes the champ builds on ideas, and I give you guys my stream of thoughts. Some may be true, may not. I'm talking out loud here. It's how you work out ideas. Where's Dead Hunch? Shout out to the Brave browser. Download the Brave browser. I think most of you guys already have. Got a couple of cryptos just for surfing around. All right, guys, a few more comments and questions. NASDAQ looks like it's at all-time highs or nearing all-time highs. Same with the S&P, and this is what it is, guys. Just look out for the stimulus. One day it may be listen, fear and greed. One day it gets greedy, the other day people are in fear. And it switches, not even every day, almost every hour at this point, because people don't know what they stand for out there. When you don't stand on a firm ground, it's easier for someone to one day give you hope and then the next day to give you fear. And that's what we're looking at here. These markets are not built on firm ground, so they are easily volatile. They are easily swayed by fear and greed. Shout out to Oscar. I see you out there, Oscar. So if there's no other comments and questions, I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to enjoy my day, and I got plenty of stuff to do on my to-do list out here, so let me get to it. Shout out to you boomers. I appreciate you maniacs out there. And drop me a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking. And, guys, I'm telling you, look into these options. Okay, LedgerX is where you could do Bitcoin options. It's regulated. You have to show your ID and boom, boom, boom. The same thing, if you're dealing with Coinbase or any of these other outfits. And it is what it is. And then, of course, on Robinhood, I've been doing the spreads and the options or whatnot, and I've got a video on that. Check that out. Do the research. Just learn about that, because I think that you'd be happy with it. Check out the doc. Repeat it again, original copy. Could you repeat the doc name again so I could check that out? Boomer Sooner. I like that, monkeys. Yeah, repeat that doc about the Antarctic Treaty or whatever it was. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, study this Antarctic Treaty and ask yourself, like, how's this going to work? I mean, people are fighting about everything, but somehow they agree on Antarctica? Come on, guys. Like, how many nations? Like 21 nations? Is it the longest running treaty in the past couple hundred years or whatnot? I don't know. It's by TruthStream Media. What's the name of it, though? What's the name? Looking up the name now. All right, yeah, let me know about the name before we get out. Spotify, this world-class. I like Spotify. I told you guys I was like, looking at this one because I've been using Spotify. I think this is growing. Spotify is rapidly becoming something of a monopoly in the audio industry. I would agree. It's doing what Facebook did with social media, what Amazon did with online shopping, and what Google did with online advertising. Guys, do you agree with the statement? Because I think it could be true. I think Spotify is definitely a growth. And it's been, look at this. Look at the growth. Post Rona, I mean, this thing, it's probably too much right now, but yeah. The name of the doc by Truth Stream Media is called The Real Secrets Hidden in Antarctica. I'll check that one out. Thank you so much. Ice Lies Matter. Yeah, we want to know. Guys, I don't know what the truth is out there. I mean, there's all kinds of, well, I do know what the truth is. The truth is the good Lord. But, I don't know how many lies there is. How about that? What about Apple Music, says Derek McLean? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is like what you just said. You got to focus on one thing. So is Apple Music, is Apple TV, is there computers? Like, here you got a company, Spotify, that all they do is stream audio. So, it goes back to the argument that you were just talking about. And I think Apple Music's obviously a competitor. But I see Spotify, they're focused on only one thing, and I think they're growing. And, they signed Rogan, and there's... and listen, I'm not fond of, I don't care about the Rogan deal or anything, but it does indicate something, right? Yeah, and I'm bullish on Apple too. I think Apple's here to stay. And Microsoft is like one of the only stocks that I'll hold. I got some dibs the other day from Mike. I don't have a lot of Microsoft, but I'll throw it there. I'm a believer in Microsoft. I don't think that they're going to go anywhere. And the same thing with Apple. These are these things that are like these tech stocks. They're here, guys. Microsoft. I mean, everybody's using Microsoft. You're using Microsoft right now, probably, or Apple. It's one of the two. Like they got it on lock. You're looking at $1 trillion. I mean, these companies are bigger than all the crypto markets. So, yeah, I mean, I wonder what's the market share breakout of that industry. You could probably look it up. I'm not going to do the industry, the research right now, but you could look that up, the audio industry, the streaming. I mean, they've definitely pulled ahead of Tidal. That's obvious. Tidal for a second there, they had a lot of promise. They had some marketing, they had people behind it. But I'm seeing more people on Spotify. And the fact that, Jay-Z, he owns Tidal, or he's one of the major stakeholders or promoters. I know he was pushing Tidal for a while, and he didn't have his catalog on Spotify. But my understanding is that the Jay-Z catalog's on Spotify, which shows me that, Spotify's just gaining market share, More people I've seen use Spotify than Tidal. And listen, Amazon also has a music streaming service as well for Prime members. So, Apple Music's not the only one. I'm just saying that, Spotify does look pretty sexy. And I've identified it there on my watch list a few months ago, as a strong buy. Yeah, he sold his position. I don't know who he and what position you're talking about. Oscar Olivares says for the doc. The doc that's being mentioned here by Original Copy, The Real Secrets Hidden in Antarctica. I haven't watched it, but he's recommending it. So I'm going to check that out when I can. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Shout out to Derek, Oscar, and the rest of the boomers. Oscar says, "Is it on YouTube?" I think so. I don't know. I think so. You may want to ask Copy, but I understand. I think it's on the Truth Stream Media channel. So I haven't seen it yet. I haven't searched it, but my intent is to do so. Derek says Jay-Z sold his position. Okay, so he sold off. He's out. He's out of the bag. He made his money and he's moving. Okay. How about Kanye running for president? That's funny. I think it's for 24. And it's funny because that woman that's running for Congress over there in Georgia is positioning herself to be his vice president. And I'll tell you, that interview, I got hyped for her. I like, what's her name? Angela Stanton. Check out her interview on The Breakfast Club. And if you don't think that the hip hop culture and the left media is out to attack and destroy everything, look at her, how she was attacked. Just because she has a different ideal, they didn't. They forgot she was a black woman. I mean, it was crazy. It's like, it's crazy. Yeezy 2020. I don't know if it's 2020 or not. I think it was 2024, but I'll tell you this much. If he runs in 2020, it's going to help Trump because, think about how many people that, would vote for Trump and not for, would vote for Yeezy and not for Biden. You got a lot of, Kanye will take more votes from Biden, I think, than he would from Trump. I don't think, so I think it's a positive for Trump for Yeezy to run. Kanye likes Bitcoin. That's good, but I don't know about Mr. West. I don't know either. I think that his recent move into doing these religious concerts or whatnot. I mean, I think ultimately it's good to spread the message. But when I see him with what's this guy, that televangelist, that funny looking white guy with the curly hair, skinny guy, and he's got I don't trust him. I don't trust that guy. It just seems like and then all of a sudden when his net worth just skyrockets when he starts doing these things. I don't know, I question the integrity of it or whatnot, but ultimately, it's better to talk about God than not, So I think it's a step in the right. What's this guy's name though? This big televangelist guy over there on I think it's in Texas. You know who I'm talking about. Joel Osteen, that's the guy. I'm not, to me, Joel Osteen, I'm not, I'm iffy on him. I'm more than iffy. It's just, to me, it seems funnier than the funniest bunny. I'm going to keep it 1,000. And the fact that, I don't know, I don't know. Kanye's mentally more stable than Joe Biden. You're probably right about that one. That's probably true. That is probably true. But how about it, guys? How about it, It makes you think about, is the narrative... Let me see how I can put this. I'll just leave it at that. It's crazy that Kanye is running and that, people are even considering that. It's crazy. It's crazy that Kanye made it all the way to the Oval Office and ranted over there in the Oval Office. It's crazy. I mean, I don't agree with all he says, and I think he's a little unstable too, Lady Plants. But I don't think he's a bad guy, And he's definitely more stable than Joe Biden. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Stay strong. Shout out to Lady Plants, Derek McLean, and the rest of the maniacs out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you maniacs. Like, this is also therapy for the champ. And all I can say is thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the love. I appreciate it, guys. Derek says Kim K is the first lady. LOL. Yeah, I mean, listen, Melania is the first lady, and she's got I don't think she's got a porno out, but she's definitely got some pornographic pictures out. Kanye writing songs in the White House. That's funny. Jigger Rome says, "Isn't Kanye a clone?" I heard about that one. Like they're running with the same story, how Chappelle's a clone. Now they're saying Kanye's a clone and stuff. It's cool. I mean, I'm not on board with that, but listen, I'll listen to it. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Jigger Romes. Yeah, Kim K is the first lady. And Melania's good looking, though. Everybody hating on Melania, though. But Melania is good looking. I'll tell you that much. Can't hate on, Melania, I like the way she dresses. She's good looking. She does look like, or she does sound like a Russian spy, though, Like all this talk about Russia, and you hear her, and it's like, wow, But, she looks good. Now, we're is she the one to have a family with? I have no idea. Derek says, not my type. The daughter's pretty, though. Who's the daughter, Ivanka, Trump's daughter? I think she's pretty, too. I think, she's a little too tall. But, I think she's a good-looking woman. Kris Jenner is the first grandma. Yo. Kris Jenner is the first grandma. It's funny, isn't Kris Jenner or Bruce Jenner or whatever, Caitlyn or whatever they call the Jenner, isn't the transgender, the Bruce, or I don't know how, it's like, I don't want to mislabel, but the artist formerly known as Bruce Jenner, or the person formerly known as Bruce Jenner, aren't they a Trump supporter, if I'm not mistaken? Isn't like Bruce himself like a Trump supporter? That's wild, guys. Wild, wild. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Shout out to Lady Plants, Derek McLean, and the rest of the boomers. Kris Jenner gonna walk around like the Queen of America. You guys are wild. Let me drop a bomb. Now, it would be wild if, like, the Kardashian. I mean, it's already wild. At this point, guys, listen, that's why I say, nothing's going to save us but Jesus himself, guys. I mean, we're one step away from the Kardashians being in the White House. What else do you want? They're defunding the police. The Kardashians may be in the White House. Guys, the clown world is upon us, guys. Okay? The clown world is upon us. I'm just saying, repent, guys. Turn to the Father, because Bruce Jenner ain't gonna save you. Yeah, it's wild. You guys make me laugh. Kris Jenner is the first grandma. You guys are wilding out. The Queen of America. All right, I'm really out of here this time, guys. I appreciate you so much. Stay strong. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I don't pop up on you guys on D-Live later on today. Make sure you put on those notifications, things that make you go, And if, you want, check out not only the one that Original Copy told us, that, what is it called? This doc, I'm going to have to scroll back up. The Real Secrets Behind Antarctica. Check that one out, and also check out Angela Stanton, which is positioning herself for VP with Kanye. She's a conservative black woman out of Georgia, and I'll tell you, the way she defended herself on that Breakfast Club, she earned my respect. I'll tell you that much. She earned the champ's respect. So check that one out, and let me know. See you later, Lady Plants, Jigga Rome's, Derek, and the rest of the boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's biggest cousin, cryptography's finest, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.